This is a true life story. The name and the location has been changed. From last edition, we can see other styles of teaching. The children decision that Jade should carry the stepmother, since a mother in need is a mother indeed. And Mr. Alade, who rebuked his wife for not giving the children from party food. Watch out what happened to Ayo as her mother fought with her favorite teacher. As the holiday continued, Mr. Alade forgot about his master degree and continued with his farm work. Gradually, the holiday was about to end. He and his wife started deliberating on buying things needed by their children for school resumption, such as textbook, exercise book, and getting some foodstuff ready at home. Moreover, Mr. Alade went to the state capital to notify the State Ministry of Education Board about his graduation from the university, so he will resume as a teacher in one of the government schools in the state. Few weeks later, Mr. Alade made it known to his family members that he has received his posting letter and he was posted to the best Anglican grammar school in a town called Arigigi. He was posted to the school as a new BSc teacher to teach social studies. Just as the name implies, the best Anglican grammar school in Arigigi was the best school in Arigigi and its environs. It was the largest secondary school, a source of local pride. When Mr. Alade and his family located to this town, they joined the community of the esteemed senior advocate of Nigeria, who hailed from that town. Preparation began in earnest, since in less than 3 weeks, the school will resume. The last 2 Sunday service Mr. Alade and his children attended at Eruga before relocating. A shocking event unfolded at St. John's Anglican Church, Agba, Arigigi, which was announced as St. James Anglican Church, Eruga. The church building was tragically destroyed by fire, which spread like Harmattan fire. Rumors circulated that the fire at St. John's Anglican Church, Agba, Arigigi was connected to the upcoming wedding of the daughter of the senior advocate of Nigeria in Arigigi. It was alleged that the arson was orchestrated to prevent the wedding, but as God would have it, the church to be used was St. Paul's Anglican Church, Arigigi. Despite the opposition, the wedding still held while investigation continued to bring to book the perpetrator of the evil. Though it was last Saturday, Mr. Alade will spend in Eruga. Being a social man, he attended the wedding program. After attending the program, he returned with the program sheet. Ayo was absolutely stunned. It was the most extravagant wedding program he has ever seen. The couple's name was elegantly watermarked on every page. To top it off, the program was laminated printed on shriveled silver paper with a blue lettering, a stark contrast to the typical black and white program of that time. This story Ayo was narrating recounts a wedding from over 30 years ago. She confessed he has never witnessed a celebration quite like that, even in this day. Meanwhile, Mr. Alade family held on to the wedding program for over 3 years, and whenever Mrs. Alade saw it, he would gently shook her head as if in awe and simply whisper, "With the wedding, all things are possible." However, the investigation in the church also continued. 2 weeks later, authorities announced a breakthrough. 2 of the individuals responsible for the fire have been apprehended in Lagos State, where they were reportedly dividing the funds they were given to carry out the erroneous acts. Back to Mr. Alade family. The planning and arrangement for movement between Mr. Alade and his wife was Mr. Alade will move to Arigigi with 3 of their children, which were Ayoka, Ajayi, and Afe. Ayoka and Ajayi will be cooking, while Afe will be the one washing plates and running errands at home. When Mr. Alade resumed, he was introduced to all the students on the assembly ground by the school principal. Ayoka and Ajayi were registered in the school their father worked as a teacher, while Afe was registered in a primary school where their landlord was the headmaster, and this school was very close to the house where they were living. Ayo, Adufe, and the newborn baby Are remained with their mother in Arigigi. Before the final relocation, It was obvious that Afe was very happy that he was finally free from Miss Kuti and their brother Ade's beating. He stylishly told Ayo that he was happy and free from Miss Kuti and he would make sure he was well behaved so their dad would not beat him. Not only that, their dad wouldn't allow Ade to beat him since he would be well behaved. So Afe literally began to sing and dance when it was 2 days to their relocation to Arigigi. Ayoka, Ajayi and Afe were told to wash their clothes and get them arranged in their boxes in readiness for their movement to Arigigi. Meanwhile, on the first day of resumption, Mr. Alade resumed to school while Ayoka, Ajayi, Ayo, Afe and Adufe remained at home playing, also claiming the school will be dirty and all the junior students in the school will be made to clean the senior student classes. Moreover, Ayoka, Ajayi and Afe were going to resume in a new school, so there was no need of going to the school till their relocation arrangement was complete, but Are was taken to his nanny. Not only that, in all the local schools around Agbagba, Akunkun, Eruga and Arigigi, in the first day of resumption, the school closed early around 12 a.m. So, Mr. Alade came back with another good news that he has secured an accommodation. Mr. Alade described the house as a story building with 24 rooms, 12 on the ground floor and 12 on the upper floor. There was a shared kitchen for tenants who used gas stove. Knowing that everyone's financial status differ, a wooden kitchen was built in the backyard for any tenant who couldn't afford a gas or kerosene stove. So the following day, after closing from school, Mr. Alade came with a bus and moved all his belongings, some furniture and his children's belongings to Arigigi, while Ayo resumed to primary 5 and Adufe resumed to primary 1. What a good and beautiful experience for Ayo when she resumed to primary 5. She was so happy because her instinct told her she would have a relief in this class because she had left the 2 classes where she was verbally abused and emotionally traumatized. The name of her class teacher was Mr. Olowo and his nickname was Ejeya, which means all is well. Ejeya was a very young man in his early 20s. He was good looking, kind with a sense of warmth, very approachable, full of confidence and very spoused. His charming smile revealed his open white teeth with good dental arrangement. He was very calm, stylish and always well groomed. In the classroom, he had the ability to understand and connect with his pupils who were from diverse backgrounds and with different abilities. He was committed to helping each pupil to understand his teaching, so his lesson is always well structured in the class. Moreover, he was always very patient in challenging situations in the classroom, which made each pupil to be comforted around him. 2 weeks after Mr. Alade relocated to Arigigi, he came back to visit his wife and children. It was then he told his wife and Ayo about the latest development regarding the accommodation. The house was experiencing an unpleasant smell due to the landlord goat rearing. Meanwhile, the children, especially Ayoka and Ajayi, have settled in their classes routine and to stop Ajayi from getting influenced by the students around him. He has instructed him to go straight home after school. Afe was registered in a public school called Community Primary School Agba, Arigigi Akoko. In this new school, the landlord, Mr. Palemo, was the headmaster, which made enrolling Afe in that school easier. Moreover, Mr. Alade told his wife and children he has bought a 4-legged Sanyo television, a standing fan, a Nino wall clock, and a new set of upholstery. Not only that, his friend Mr. Balogun, who was his childhood friend from modern school, recently moved to his new house where the electricity has not been fixed. So he gave him his refrigerator so that it will not get spoiled. Immediately Ayo heard of refrigerator, he quickly told his father when next he was coming to Eruga to visit them, he should bring cold water from refrigerator, which was one of her cravings. Starting primary 5 brought Ayo such a wave of relief. She had a wonderful teacher who created a safe space for everyone in the classroom. It was like a sense of peace settled over her. Even at home, her mother seems different. She was more patient and gentle. Well, things weren't perfectly quiet, but anyone who knew Mrs. Alade well could see how much she had mellowed greatly. On a particular Monday morning, the sun shined as if the day was ready for war. Right from the assembly ground, the school looked tense, and Mr. Hope, the discipline master, came to school that day with a permanent frown, as if looking for an opportunity to beat anyone who made noise during the assembly. Everyone was happy when the song to march to classes was eventually raised. But shortly after the morning assembly in Ayo's class, Mr. Ejeya was at the chalkboard using a long ruler to write. Suddenly, a young boy from primary 4 popped his head in, greeted Mr. Ejeya, and said, "Mrs. Alade sent me to get her ruler." Without turning around, Ejeya replied, still focusing on his writing, "Tell her I'm using it." The boy left, and in few minutes, another boy from her class came with the same message, and Mr. Ejeya sent the boy back with the same reply, "I'm using it." But on this second occasion, all the pupils in the class looked at Ayo's directions. Another boy from primary 4, making it the third boy, also came with the same message, and Ejeya also sent him back with the same thing, "I'm using it." This third time, all the pupils in the class, including Ejeya, looked in Ayo's direction, and she quickly looked down because she was ashamed of her mom consistently sending to her class teacher. Moreover, she was sure her mother would create a scene from the ruler issue. Within a twinkle of an eye, Mrs. Alade came frowning, boiling in anger, stood at the entrance of the classroom, and in a loud voice she said, "What is wrong with you, Ejeya? I sent 3 boys to you from my class for my class ruler, and you claim you are using it. Look at the ruler. My class name was written boldly on it because I specially requested for it from the headmaster, and it was mine. Give it to me. Then go and requested for yours from the headmaster." Mr. Ejeya handed over the ruler to her, which she took and left with annoyance, grumbling as he was going, saying, "This Monday morning, you want to disrupt my class." Shortly after she left, the whole class looked in Ayo's direction the third time, and she immediately buried her head in shame and kept quiet. After, when she eventually raised her head, she observed that Mr. Ejeya shrugged, shook his head, and continued with the classwork. Ayo was not happy with the drama her mother had made with her class teacher, wondering if her mother didn't consider that Mr. Ejeya might be maltreating her for fighting with him. Because it was a general belief that once you can't handle a big tree, you go for the root. These and many more are the questions on Ayo's mind with no answer. Ayo longed to confide with her mom about how she felt at home. However, fear held her back. The thought of discussing her feeling with her mother was more daunting than anything else, so she ultimately decided to avoid the conversation altogether. And so, life went on. That day, the class continued as usual, and Ayo began to observe whether her class teacher would beat her or descend on her for any slightest offense in the class. But nothing of such happened. For this action, it was confirmed to Ayo that Mr. Ejeya was nice and very kind-hearted. That same weekend, Ayo's dad came from Arigigi to say hi to his wife and children. Ayo quickly asked his father about the cold water he asked him to bring when coming on the next visit. But his father's response was not pleasant with her because it was in the morning he left Arigigi to Akunkun, and the water will have been warm when he was coming to Eruga, and he promised next time when he would be coming directly from Arigigi, he will bring a bottle of water from the refrigerator. Before they slept that day, Ayo had her parents who were seated in the balcony discussing, so she secretly hid behind the window, hearing what they were discussing. She heard her mom narrating the story to her dad and how her dad was against her action, saying, "You should have left the ruler for your daughter's sake and let her finish using it before you collect it from him. Don't you think this teacher might start maltreating your daughter for these actions of yours?" Mrs. Alade snapped. She should be careful and listen in the class. So far, he won't send her out of the class during lesson. Ayo's dad continued. You don't fight with someone who can determine the destiny of your child. She never agreed that what she did was wrong. So she replied in anger, she is not God that determines the future of a child. Mind you, I can't because of Ayo or any of my children take shit from any class teacher or anybody. Then she is and angrily left her husband where both of them were seated outside, entered the room, and when Ayo noticed she was coming, she quickly hid herself so that she would not see her. Thanks for watching this video. Have you ever met anyone like Ayo's favorite teacher, Mr. Ejeya? Next edition on True Life Story. Will Mr. Alade able to attend his convocation as earlier promised, now that he just secured a job in another town in a new secondary school?